I live on top of the hill. But every day I go down to the village to buy the food that I'm going to cook that night. Welcome to what's left of the Italian-American neighborhood in San Francisco. I'm Gianni, and this is my North Beach. Ten for one. I'm going to show you a recipe that you could cook 10 times and it's never going to be the same. I'm excited about this one. I'm making scallopine alla sorrentina. So anytime you see this alla sorrentina in a recipe, it means that it's going to come from that area on the Bay of Naples in Campania, right? The jumping off point to go to Capri, that beautiful island. So alla sorrentina means the dish is going to have eggplant, but I'm going to show you how to make this recipe about 10 different ways. Okay, enough talking. Let's get in the kitchen. I want to get to this dish. So I told you there were 10 variations of this recipe. Actually, there's more because you can change out the meat you're going to use. You're going to have 4 different choices of meat. Veal, if you don't like veal, chicken. If you don't like chicken, turkey scallopine or pork loin scallopine. You could change out the cheese you're going to use. Mozzarella from Campania, or fontina from Bologna, Emilia-Romagna. So basically, I'll show you all those variations, but basically what I'm going to make is scallopine alla sorrentina. So anytime you hear the word alla sorrentina, it means it's got eggplant in it. This is coming from Sorrento, Campania, the Bay of Naples, near Capri. It's a classic dish. And what this one's going to have is the veal with a piece of prosciutto. I roasted some slices of eggplant, just drizzled with a little olive oil so they get nice and soft, and basil and mozzarella. So then we're going to make a sauce in the same pan we're going to cook the veal in. So you do the math. I think you're going to have more than 10 variations with the difference in all of these combinations. So let me start off with a little bit of salt and a little bit of freshly ground pepper. And we want to do this on both sides. And this is my Sicilian sea salt. So I'm just taking a basil and put it on this one. See if I can, they cut this really thin for me. Let me see if I can get one off of the paper. Because we want a nice piece of prosciutto. And just put this right on top. What you can do is just tap that down with the back of the knife. What you want to try to do is get that prosciutto to adhere to the meat. Okay, so I think that's going to help us out. So I put some, about maybe 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in this pan and about 2 tablespoons of unsweetened butter. And this is what we're going to use to fry the scallopine. So I'm just going to lightly flour this and then just kind of tap off any excess. And we're going to put this in the butter olive oil with the prosciutto down. And we're just going to brown these quickly on both sides. The butter is going to give them a nice rich flavor. So we just got a little brown color on the prosciutto. Again, it's not overly cooked because we don't want to toughen the prosciutto. Here comes the other one. We'll let it cook on this side for a couple of minutes. These are going to finish cooking in the oven, so we really don't want to cook them long. So these have picked up some nice color here. I think we're done. I'm going to just take them out. And I'm going to set them over here. Okay, so we took the scallopine out. I'm going to put about a cup of wine in here. Maybe a little bit less. And I just want to get up the brown bits on the bottom here. I'm going to let this cook off almost completely, the white wine, because then we're going to add some other ingredients to it. Some chicken stock, which we have here, about a cup. And then we're going to let this cook down, so I'm going to increase my flame a little bit. And I'm going to put my garlic back in, because now I have liquid there. I'm just going to reduce this a little bit. So this is reduced in volume a little bit. Now I'm just adding about maybe a half a cup of chopped San Marzano tomatoes in their juice. And mostly to add some color to this sauce that we're going to finish up in this pan. 2 more tablespoons of butter. This is going to give it a glossy, silky texture. So I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. And we're going to come back over to the board and I'm going to show you how to assemble these to put in the oven. Okay, I'm keeping my eye on the sauce over there because I don't want it to burn. I just want it to reduce in volume and get a little bit silky and glossy. And it looks like it's doing pretty good on a low simmer. So let's compose these now. This was the first one. No, this was the first one. This is the prosciutto, the veal with prosciutto and basil. And this one is the prosciutto with fresh sage. So this is in the style of Bologna, right up in Emilia-Romagna, in the north part of the country. And this is in the style of Campania. This is from Sorrento, south of Rome, right near Naples. So what I'm going to do now is I've got these roasted eggplant that I did in the oven. And they've kind of fallen in on themselves just with a little olive oil. So with the one with the basil, we're going to put the eggplant and the fresh mozzarella, right? This is our Campania version. Then for the one with the sage and the prosciutto, we're going to go up north to Bologna and we're going to put the eggplant with the fontina. I'm going to take one of these and we're going to put a little basil and a little mozzarella. Okay, so we're back in Campania. And then the other one, we're going to take a little sage and a little bit more of this fontina. So the variations here, we got what? 4 different things here. And the variations are the herbs and the cheese. So to finish this, I'm just going to take a little dollop of the tomato sauce and put it on each one of the scallopines. A little bit of flavor, but also a nice decoration. So here's our sauce, nice and dense, glossy, silky. So I'm just going to take some of this and I'm just going to put it in the baking dish. See, I'm just putting a thin coating on the bottom of the dish. Let's stick it in just to get this cheese to melt up a little bit. Then we're going to fatta mangiare. Beautiful. Okay, let's see if our scallopine are done. Take a look in here. Oh, yes. Very nice. Look at this. Okay, out of those 10 variations I told you about, I'm going to show you 4 that just came out of the oven, right? The veal with eggplant, basil, and prosciutto, right? So this is scallopine alla sorrentina from Campania. I did one over here. Look at this. This looks really nice. This is just the veal scallopine with some fresh basil and the mozzarella. Then we went up north, right? So here's 1, here's 2, here's number 3. This is with the eggplant, the veal scallopine with the eggplant, sage leaf underneath, and fontina. Right? This is scallopine alla bolognese. And for those of you who don't like eggplant, here it is with the sage and the fontina. So, hey, I'm going to be here all day. I got to taste all of these. But let me start with the classic one, the scallopine alla sorrentina. Wow. It's a mouthful of flavor. That sauce with the butter and the white wine and the chicken stock and the tomatoes, just really very mellow, very rich. The veal's fork tender. The prosciutto gives you a little bit of saltiness. Scallopine alla bolognese. Oh wow, the veal with the basil and the mozzarella. Wow, absolutely delicious. So, see what I did over here? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I told you how you can make at least another 6, and probably you can make another 20 just by varying the ingredients, the cheese, the meat, the herb. But you're always going to have the same basic, rich tomato sauce. Bolognese with the eggplant. That's it. I'm not eating for the rest of the day. a nice sandwich later.